I realized that the Lord was not asking for a fiat that was only 2 years of my life, but He was asking for a fiat that was all of my life for the rest of my life. My name is Sister Amanda Magdalena of Christ Redeeming Gaze of Love. When I was a freshman in college, I had the great gift of serving a retreat with the Diocese of Orlando called the Fiat Days Retreat. And it was on this retreat that I learned for the first time the meaning of the word fiat. This yes that Our Lady gave to the Lord, giving all of who she was, all of her potentialities to Him. Throughout college, I began to pray with this word, asking the Lord, Lord, how can I give you a fiat? How can I give you a fiat today? How can I give you a fiat for my life? But I had my own ideas of what this fiat was going to be. When I was a sophomore, particularly, I began to take a weekly holy hour, and this time of sitting before the Lord in the Blessed Sacrament and really reflecting on who He was and the words that He had given us, I continued to ponder this question, Lord, how can I give you a fiat? I had the gift of serving in different leadership roles in my campus ministry when I was a college student, and I thought that these could fulfill somehow this desire to give a fiat to the Lord, because in a simple way they were a fiat to serve the Lord for this amount of time. And when it was time for my graduation, once again, I had a plan, and I was going to serve the Lord as a missionary for 2 years. I said, Lord, this is the way that I will serve you. This is the fiat that I can give you, 2 years. But that door closed, and I realized that I had to start, instead of telling the Lord what my plans were, I had to start asking Him, Lord, what is the fiat that you desire for me to give? And as I began asking these fundamental questions, as I began spending more time in prayer, especially in front of the Blessed Sacrament, I began to realize that the seed that had been planted when I was a freshman was starting to grow, because I had found the sisters of the community that I now belong to. And as I began to walk closer to them, as I began to learn more about who they were, and as I began to approach the day for my entrance to the convent, I realized that the Lord was not asking for a fiat that was only 2 years of my life, but He was asking for a fiat that was all of my life for the rest of my life. And it's very beautiful in our community, as we have our time of formation, we continue to prepare for a day where we give yet another greater fiat to the Lord, the day of our religious profession, where we tell the Lord, I am the servant of the Lord. Fiat, let it be done according to your word.